when you ask them a question right now about the specifics, their response is, we'll have to wait and see what that looks like. So I'd like to offer you guys the opportunity to join in with the Manistee County recycling, and we can, we have 2-year and 1-year contracts available. Other counties are charging, we can charge up to $25 per household unit. We're at 18, that's less than any of the other counties around us. So I want to give you this opportunity if you have any questions.
Do you know what the total cost would be for our township?
I'm not sure.
Projected cost?
I'm not sure what your what your household unit number is. So that is on their tax bill, so that is collected as a tax.
So
Okay, I have a question because.
Go ahead.
I'd like to interrupt for just a minute. I want the minutes to show that this meeting is being recorded.
Yeah, I've got 4 parcels, but only one with a house on it,
Is per household unit,
per household. Okay, so I wouldn't pay per parcel, but per household.
household unit, yes.
So they would go by the 100% residency designation on a parcel.
Okay.
That's a question.
Residential improved?
Yeah, residential
Yes.
improved.
So it's like if you have a house with 2 lots, you would pay $18.
Dollar fee.
Yes.
And then what happens with agricultural that may have a house?
Well, I don't know. Well, they call it agricultural improved.
Okay, but does that improve cover like just a barn and not a house? Or is it
It's per
just,
household unit,
it's just a household unit?
yes. So a barn or anything like that would not be considered, or a shed or anything like that would not be considered as per household unit.
And if it's a summer home or a hunting cabin for somebody,
Usually that would be included.
that would be included.
Yes, because they have the opportunity, and our other townships that have, let's say Onekama, for example. In the summer, the Onekama Township pretty much doubles in size.
Mm-hmm.
And it wouldn't be fair to the people who live here year-round to pay for the entire township
Mm-hmm.
for a full year, to pay that offset
Mm-hmm.
that it would cost, for people who are only here a part of the year.
Active residential improved as opposed to pre's.
Right,
Got
that
it.
was that's
Okay.
what I was trying to
Yeah.
differentiate, see if there was
Yeah.
a differentiation. And there's not.
But we have to have a location, correct?
You don't have to, you can. Marilla and Springdale do not have locations.
It was my understanding in conversation when we were at the meeting that if our township is a member of this, then residents of our townships can take things to any other member.
But they have member sites.
Right.
Yep.
And if we wanted to have another site back where we did, that's fine.
Well,
If we
But
don't, that's
we don't
okay
require
too. I believe the county is working on a site that would be close for residents in one end of our township. They could go to that.
Yep,
When and if it becomes a reality.
Yep, we'll find out in August. There's a site we're looking at, building a facility in Onekama on the corner of Jones and M22. John Street, I'm sorry. And there would be a larger recycling facility there that would be open to anybody in this part of the PA 69 in Manistee County would be able to use that. And I think it's about a half a mile from the edge of where Manistee Township meets Onekama Township. It's not very far,
It's
yeah.
not very far.
It's right there by the fairgrounds,
Mhm.
so.
I got a question. If Springdale and Marilla
Mhm.
do not have a location or a site, why are they in it? So their residents can go to?
They go to Maple Grove, they go to Cleon,
Okay.
Dixon.
Yep, anywhere they want.
Yeah,
Right.
it's like some of
We could
them.
go there
Yeah.
if we were in the program.
Yeah.
Yep, and it's like some of, some people working on Necma, so they take their stuff to Necma, but they are in the program, so that, therefore, that's their choice to take it to another location, so.
So your organization monitors these?
We're hired by the county to oversee the PA 69 program.
So when the trailer's full,
No, they get picked up right now they're getting picked up every Thursday, starting next week. Onekama, Arcadia, and Bear Lake will get picked up twice a week. And we adjust it in the summer for the larger volume with summer residents and stuff. So we have a regular schedule, we have regular scheduled people come and monitor the sites, make sure that there's no contamination in them. And when I say contamination, I'm not talking about oil and stuff like that. It might be a piece of styrofoam or polystyrene, or sometimes people put computers up there and stuff like that. We take care of all that. It's like, basically the only responsibility you have is for the tax, the tax roll, to make sure the county gets that, and to make sure it's accessible in the winter for snow if you have a site in your township.
Well, I want to know how many residential sites we have before
We'll have that by the next meeting,
Okay.
because that'll be a new tax roll when it comes, about 20-something or two.
So, any other questions?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
anyone else? Okay. Mr. Dodds, Mr. Commissioner Dodds, not trustee.
Well, since we don't have a large audience, I'm just gonna sit here for a minute. All right, we had our county board meeting on the 16th of May. It was Correctional Awareness Month for the folks that work out in the jail. They do a fantastic job along with the police week that was also honored in May. Sheriff Gutowski's got a very good crew out there, and I can tell you, the jail administrator, Mr. Benicki, does a fantastic job along with his crew. We always get a top rating when they're inspected by the state. We applied for a grant for $120,000+ for a airboat from Title III funds through the feds. We're also applying for a $400,000+ grant for a new boat for the Sheriff's Department. That's ongoing. We authorized me to sign off on L4029 equalization summer tax rolls, so those will be probably been sent out by now, I guess. But if not, they'll be forthcoming. Sammy Lukaskevich, our new Visitors Bureau administrator, she came before us, and they are going through a name change, and they are going to be the Manistee County Tourism Authority. So they're going through that rebranding process, and I got to tell you, we are very fortunate to have that lady here. She does a fantastic job. I can't say enough about what she has done since she's been here and where she's raising that organization to.
Jeff, how's that supported?
I'll refer to it as a pillow tax. Barry can give you a lot more intricacy because he's on that board. But what's the percentage?
5%.
5% per stay?
Yep.
Yeah. But now that doesn't go into the Airbnb.
Sorry.
That goes, that's just the hotels. and
10 rooms or more.
Yeah.
10 rooms
Let me see, District 10 Health Department came before us, Mr. Kevin Hughes, who is a homegrown boy, but he lives over in Wexford County now. 10-county consortium there that makes up District 10. One of the things that came out of the last board meeting on that, and I said on that board now as well, is the point of sale. The state is pushing, and has been for a number of years, to change some things with the health code for their point of sale for the septic systems. And we went into full opposition mode in regard to the ones that are being suggested right now at the state level in Lansing, because they want to have every 5-year inspection. That's just not going to fly. You cannot find sanitarians. It's a very difficult position to find people to fill that slot. So what we were told at a MAC Ag and Tourism Committee meeting this week, I think it was Monday if I'm not mistaken, and they said that that is going to be a work in progress for a few years. They're assigning a committee to try to come out with something that's not a generic one-size-fits-all. You know, because there again, it's how close to the water are you? What's the height from the water are you? What kind of soil types do you have? On and on and on. As opposed to all they ever come up with is the one-size-fits-all, and there's more to it than that. Rick Rowe has been our acting veterans counselor there since Tony had some medical issues, and he's been doing a great job on that. Had a Memorial Day parade this year for the first time in a few since the COVID ongoing issue. There's a new fire chief in town, Tom Herndon. I have not met Mr. Herndon as of yet, but I'm sure I will in the near future. We passed the public defender's budget. There's a standard 8 is what it's referred to, and it's a major hiccup that they want us to have, and that is they want to have everybody in that office paid across the state at the same level. And that creates a lot of conflict in the entire operation of what we do at the county, because we're going to have people in the public defender's office paid at a higher level that by quite a bit than what would be in the prosecutor's office. Then you have the entire court system, then you get into the sheriff's department, and it just goes on and cascades. They would not, it would, if it was mandated, they have to fund it. That point 8 that I referred to, I just found out after the meeting was done, when we had this meeting, the state was not going to fund it. So,
That surprise you?
but there again, if it's in the books and they do decide to fund it, and they won't pass your budget that you submit if you don't go down those roads. And again, the chaos that can cascade out of something like that, I mean, it's no different than people here don't make the same wages you do in Oakland, Wayne, and Macomb counties or Kent County, as far as that goes, you know, as a rule. So that's a bit of a hiccup. At the moment, I can't give you anything as we sit here today, but the last I knew, the state was not funding that. So we don't have to implement it, but it is a major issue. We gave a letter of support to Filer Township for a grant request that they're looking to work on one of their parks. We passed a resolution for mental health awareness. We finally completed updating our strategic plan. We had a meeting, I don't know why I can tell you the wrong day, I think it was last week. But it was on Tippy Dam, and Consumers was there, obviously. And the tone of Consumers at the moment, what's being conveyed to us, is that they are not looking to close all 13, I think they have 13 dams. They're trying to figure out how to keep them. So we're going to have another meeting in a few weeks, 4 to 6, something along those lines, and see what kind of answers they came back to the questions we posed to them. And we'll see where all that goes. But at the moment, that's a major change in what their stance is, at least that's what they're telling us. I think we were the first meeting out of the gate for them. They were going up to Wexford County, actually, well, it was Mesick, for the second meeting of the day in the afternoon. I talked to some folks I know in Winnebago. They have not been contacted for it as of yet, Ongoing, and I'm sure you probably, most of us read the paper today about the grant we received at $424,000 for the Safer Southern Rail Route. Again, this is a work in progress. It gives us one bite at the apple of a bushel of apples, but it's a major bite. And we still have some things at play. Hopefully, we'll start working on that by the end of summer and getting ready to go for actually a grant that would put tracks down and lift tracks. But that's all to be continued, but that is a major, major step forward. The grant we got, the budgetary line item that we had, that Representative O'Malley got into us, so for the first $400,000 we received was a major step. This step is even compounded more because of where that came from. It certainly clears the path is what is the term I'll use for trying to get the next step. Because they don't want to make these kind of grants and then not see things succeed.
Well, this isn't moving dirt yet.
No, it's not, you know, guy, you know what it's like, you gotta dot so many i's and cross so many t's, and you gotta it's to find the absolute route and do the environmental impact for all that, and get all those ducks lined up, and then go from there.
Conducting a study.
It's engineering, basically. Yeah.
No, it's a study, but it's not a study like what's been done in the past. This is a defined study, that this is the route we're gonna go, and then we gotta try to make it happen. Because the original one, John, there was like 3 or 4 different options. This will be one final, is my anticipation. But, and as Carla mentioned to you, the grant for the recycling program, we're hoping to hear about that sometime in August. That's all I've got. Any questions?
Thank you, Commissioner. Karen, you got anything going on in your office?
Yes, so for May, there were no new complaints. There were 7 zoning permits issued and 15 requests for construction permits and 3 re-inspection fees paid. I'm sure everybody's noticed the oversized mailbox at 480 East Parkdale Avenue. The postmaster doesn't have an issue with it as long as the business name is not on it. Memory Lane Detailing does have a land use permit from the zoning department, so he's compliant there. MDOT is still in the decision-making process with their issue with that. So the Planning Commission, myself and Guy have been making progress with the discussion of potential amendments to the zoning ordinance. So we're hoping to have that done, wrapped up here pretty soon. And I can tell you some good news that I received yesterday, that there will be a public hearing scheduled for Culvers to have their resubmitted site plan discussed and reviewed by the Planning Commission.
Cool. Anything else?
That's it.
Any questions?
Do we know the date of that public hearing?
It is tentatively set for June 28th. I just do not have the official notification completed yet.
Would that hearing be here?
That hearing would be here in the morning.
Okay, thank you.
Prior to the regular,
This is
or no?
MTA.
There would be
Oh, yeah.
MTA's at 9.
Here?
Yes.
Okay, any other questions? Fire chief is working this evening, but he did send a report. They had 10 medical related, 17 fire related, 12 lift assists for May. Community events, they were going to be involved with the tight lines for troops. demolition derby at the fairgrounds, Memorial Day parade, and they stayed for the service. Apparatus, 132 was in for service, it was all done. 133 be going in, 34 will be going in next for service. And they have a leaky hydraulic pump on the ladder truck that needs to be repaired. The station, they're still keeping the station and apparatus clean. They meet with the revenue sharing board on Monday the 12th to see how they made out on their grant applications, and also I gave them some information on some statewide grants that are being accepted at this point. They have a couple of people interested in joining the department. We still have the finest folks in our fire and EMS department. Can't thank them enough for their time and commitment. They did training at the station on small engines, pumps on the truck, refill tanks by the hydrants. And they're gearing up for their 50th anniversary in August. That's it from Chief Circa. Okay, did you get a copy?
Yep.
You-
I have one, thank you.
Liquor inspector is also working, and I received a note for the month of May. All township establishments are in compliance. So liquor business is good. Township updates. Well, as some of you know, Hill Road is currently being worked on, and tomorrow they were supposed to put, weather permitting, they're going to start putting the final cap on it. They have not started on Poland and Shooter Roads yet. We have not received word from the legislature on the $300,000 that we have been granted by the Michigan Land Trust Fund on behalf of the Friends of Orchard Beach State Park. I would like to thank Bill Revolt, Dan Revolt, Bob Harton, Troop 167, Ken Solar, Troop 167, Ben Filers, Troop 167, Wolf Bowman, Ethan Kaczynski, Blake Wandrick, and Marcus Chick, all from 167, Troop 167. Melanie, Heather, Diane, all participated in the Saturday trash day, where 9 30-yard dumpsters were accumulated and disposed of. You have those names? Do you want those names?
Yes, please. I'll give that to you.
We received notice that the life jacket stations are ready to be put up. We need to mark a place for them to be put up. Again, that's life jackets to be used by anyone who's swimming in the Bar Lake outlet area. Correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have. Anybody else? Item number 2 is a resolution number 2023-00 for the Spark grant submission.
If passed, will be 2307. The zeros are just for blanks.
Okay.
Doesn't have a number, but it's passed.
Tentatively, 2023-00.
There you go, that works.
The submission to the Spark grant administered by the Department of Natural Resources for improvements to the playground area, pickleball area, this area up here behind to the north of the hall. That includes parking, restrooms, picnic area, ADA accessible walkways to the playground area, picnic tables, and so on.
I make a motion to adopt resolution 2023-07 for the Spark grant submission.
Is there a second?
I'll support that.
Been moved, supported that we adopt resolution 2023-07, Spark Grant authorization. Any discussion? Or roll call?
There needs to be a roll call. Taylor is yes. Mr. Dons?
Yes.
Mr. Fino?
Yes.
Ms. Jankowitz?
Yes.
And Mr. Berquist?
Yes. Resolution's approved.
Resolution approved, 2023-07.
Budget change number 2 for fiscal year 2022-2023. Fiscal year ending, I'm sorry.
Make a motion to accept the budget change in number 2 for fiscal year 2022-2023.
I'll second.
Been moved, supported that we accept line item, budget line item change number 2 for the 2022-2023 fiscal year. Discussion being, would you like to just highlight that for us, please?
What we're doing is restoring some budget funds to the capital outlay for 2023, increasing that total budget to $130,000, and we're increasing the capital outlay for the parks for 2023 to $8,000 to accommodate repairs and improvements there. To do that, we took some wages from the deputy supervisor category and the assessor category that were not used and will not be used before the end of our fiscal year on June 30th of this year. So it's essentially a line item adjustment to keep our budget in balance.
Question? Any further discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Roll call. Mr. Dons?
Yes.
Mr. Fino?
Yes.
Ms. Jankowitz?
Yes.
Taylor is yes. Mr. Berquist?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeas and nays. Resolution number 2023-00, I'm presuming
Will become.
Okay, the appropriations, that'll become 08 if approved.
You want to give us the highlights on that, please?
It's a required resolution that we must adopt each year in order to adopt our budget and be able to spend our money. Give you a very brief explanation of this document.
Done every year, done annually.
Would you like it read?
No, I'm saying it's done every year.
It's
done
done every
annually.
year. Yes. We can't utilize that budget if we,
I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to adopt the appropriations resolution.
And I'll second.
Been moved, supported, we adopt the Manistee Township Appropriations Resolution 2023-008. All in favor, or no, roll call?
would be Mr. Fino,
Yes.
Ms. Jankowitz?
Yes.
Taylor is yes. Mr. Dons?
Yes.
And Mr. Berquist?
Yes. Resolution passed.
Resolution passed.
Resolution 2023-009, I presume.
Yes. 09.
And that's a resolution to establish township officer salary. There is no change in those salaries, is that correct?
That is correct, there is no change, and again, it is required on an annual basis.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution to establish the township officer salary. Resolution number 2023-09.
09.
I'll second.
So moved, supported that we pass resolution 0-2023-0-09, resolution to establish township officer salary. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Jenkins?
Yes.
Taylor is yes. Mr. Downs?
Yes.
Mr. Fino?
Yes.
Mr. Berquist?
Yes. Resolution declared passed. Thank you. MRA contract for 2023-24. In front of you, you have a contract from the Manistee Recreation Association asking for funds to continue support of the Manistee Recreation Association. According to their records, we have 94 residents participating in MRA activities, equaling 162 activity registrations. With the formula that they use, Manistee Township is asked to contribute the amount between $9,185 and $10,103.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
And what did we do in the past?
I went back and looked. For many, many, many years, we did $10,000. We did 1 year at 11.4. And then we were back. 11.4 was the last full year. We have only done a partial year, which was $3,000 a quarter, because we didn't have the data to proceed to do something again. So at this point in time, based on what they've got there, 94 is really going to turn out to be 93, because I did find one on the list that is not a resident, and so we'll adjust that. I'd almost recommend a $10,000 annual contribution based on what they have here. The participation of this is less than the one that was at 11.4.
We have the budget for
Yes, it is in the budget. It is in the budget for $10,000, both this year and next year.
I make a motion that we commit ourselves with $10,000 to the MRA this next fiscal year, to start July 1, 2023 to June 30th, 2024.
I'll support that.
Been moved, supported that we support the Manistee Recreation Association with a contribution of $10,000 for the 23-24 fiscal year. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Roll call.
It's a roll call. It's $10,000. Sorry. I should get my bearing. That would be me. Taylor is yes. Mr. Downs?
Yes.
Mr. Fino?
Yes.
Ms. Jankowitz?
Yes.
And Mr. Berquist?
Yes. Motion carried. Item number 7 is the zoning fees. Assuming there are increases in these fees,
Yes. Some of them, yes.
the planning commission has gone over these, and these are this is their recommendation.
Correct.
what would you like to do with them?
I'd make a motion to adopt the proposed land use permits and meeting fees.
And I'd second.
Been moved, supported that we adopt the land use permits as well as the application and meeting fees as presented. Discussion? Roll call?
Sure. Mr. Dons?
Yes.
Mr. Feinberg?
Yes.
Ms. Jankowitz?
Yes.
Taylor is yes. And Mr. Berquist?
Yes. Motion carried. Last item on the agenda so far is the assessor services. We currently have an assessor. But we have been approached by another firm that would like an opportunity to do our assessing. The current assessor, I spoke with the current assessor, and the current assessor said that she's more than happy to, with an increase in fee, to bring our assessing service up to speed, I guess, for lack of another term, with our assessor cards and our obligations to the state in a timely manner and things like that. I don't know what else, and we have received a proposal from another firm. My question being is, are we content with what we have? And should that, what we have an opportunity to improve, or should we move on?
She suggested to you that she would bring up to speed, so to speak.
I guess my discussion would be, I'm all about that we need to increase the assessor's wages for the upcoming fiscal because she's a lower paid assessor than anybody that I know to do that type of job. I'm not so likely to want to pay money to get us up to speed if we've already paid her to do the job that ain't up to speed. If that makes sense.
Well, I think it's, for people that don't understand how this whole thing works, I think that Manistee Township at one time was a mom and pop store. And it's not a mom and pop store anymore. I mean, there's a lot going on out there that needs to be updated, current, and in line with what we're supposed to have. It's not, in other
You're
words,
the one that knows best.
it's
what
not
we need.
it's not a one-person job. I mean, I think, like, take for example, Filer Township has a firm that has several people on staff to help them with their assessing. And they're the next closest to us. I mean, as far as population and activity and things.
Did our current assessor give you a proposal on what the increase she would want? And what she would do? I mean,
Well, there's a list of things that, I went to an assessing school, or a program called Assessing Your Assessor. And in that program, they told us what should be expected of our assessor. She has done several of them, some she's lacked. And in her defense, it's because she hasn't had time. She's just a one person, just a one man show, you know. So, if if we decided to stick with her, she's gonna have to get help and we're gonna have to give her more money.
And she would take care of paying the extra help
Yeah.
in the increase in fee.
That would be her responsibility.
Right.
Where do the two proposals fall in respect to cost?
I can't tell you, because I don't know. And that's an unfair answer, but that's the answer that I have. This discussion that just started recently, and I wanted to get it behind us before the fiscal year was over.
So go back to what you asked us, what was the question? You want to know if we want to get.
Well, do you think that, or do you want to let the current assessor continue with help and see how it goes for a year, or do you want to move on? I mean, I know it's a tough question, because I know you don't have everything in front of you.
Is she willing to put together a proposal and a time frame for when these changes could happen?
Sure. Well, I presume she would.
Is that something that we could obtain so that perhaps both proposals could be compared?
I presume, again.
A lot of presumptions here, yes.
Yeah.
I guess at the moment, that's the road I'd like to take.
I'll do that. I'll take that conversation if that's what we'd like to do.
You have,
It's a fair question. I mean,
Yeah.
you went to the class with the list
Right.
of what we should have.
it's, right.
And so if we can have apples and apples to compare, to see if we really have apples and apples or apples and oranges.
I'll do that. It's fair. One thing I forgot to mention in the township updates is that, you probably read in the paper that, the MDOT is gonna start work on the US 31 bridge on June 12th. The full detour is gonna take place starting July 17th. The media report from the MDOT says that it should be done late April of 2024. So be ready to use caution in that area.
Dennis, the last intel I heard on that, they're talking about maybe a full closure, 40, 50 days out of that time frame. It was not gonna, it'd be single.
A lot of
single-
one-lane
Yeah,
stuff.
one lane.
I know you two gentlemen arrived late. Do you have anything you'd like to mention to us? You, I'm talking.
Sure, is it my turn?
Yes, sir.
Where do I stand? I've never been to one, I don't want to sit. I want to hand out some cards here. Did I win a pie? Hand them out. I'm Senator Bumstead, how's everybody? Just want to stop, say hello. I seen Jeff at another meeting earlier, he said he was headed here, so I'll stop in and say hello. So I'll give you that's my office numbers and information. I'll give you my cell phone, it's 231, you can all write it down too. 250-0654. If you want to get a hold of me directly, something emergency, please call my cell phone number. Just want to stop, say hello, and I've never been to one of your meetings. I do a lot of township meetings, but now with the 3 new counties, I represent Muskegon, Oceana, Mason, Manistee, and Benzie. ton of townships now, and it's a 2.5-hour drive. So I came from Lansing today, I made it home at 4:30, came up here in an hour-and-a-half drive, so I'm on the road a lot. But my office is very helpful, they're very knowledgeable, we have the best, I call it our staff, we have the best staff in Lansing, they're very experienced. And anytime you have any questions on anything going on, maybe your grant, if you call the office tomorrow, I could probably help you out when that money's coming. That's a simple phone call for us. Spark grants are the same way, if you need help with those or see where they're at, please call our office, we're very good at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can't help you unless we get a phone call from you. So please make sure you call the office. You get a hold of either Andrew or Marie. They've been around, I had them all through my house and in the Senate, so they've got a lot of experience there. And like I said, they are the best in Lansing. They make me look really good. And that's not easy. But anyway, I just want to stop, say hello. If there's anything you need, please give us a call.
Very good. Thanks for stopping.
Thank you.
You bet.
Vicki, you got anything?
Yeah, I just wondered about the road thing, Denny, from center of road, how many feet?
I got an email and phone call into the county road commission and asked them to convey that information to me.
Okay.
But it looks to me like that's a temporary setting for that satellite dish. Dan's concern is someone has set a satellite dish close to the road, and he's concerned that, I guess for public safety.
Yeah, you got kids riding bikes and stuff there, you know.
I asked for the road right away
Dimension.
width in that area. Anyone else? Mr. Edgington?
Lane King from Memory Lanes Detailing did get a call from MDOT, gave him the thumbs up on his mailbox. That's what he put out, so. And then also on that recycling, I believe the governor, or there is a law passed that recycling should be provided. Hence why Manistee County Landfill provides free recycling for anyone, everyone.
Okay, thank you. Motion to pay the bills.
I'll make a motion that all the bills paid as presented, along with any additional incoming bills for the remainder of the month.
Is there a second?
I second that.
Been moved, supported that we pay the bills and any incoming bills for the month. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Being none carried. Manistee County MTA dinner will be June 28th. Is that a dinner meeting?
No, it's not a dinner meeting, it's just a meeting, I apologize.
Okay.
Couldn't be, the last one was
It'd be
good.
nice if we could go again, though.
Well, I was wondering if someone here had to cook. That'll be June 28th, 2023 at 6 p.m. here at the Township Hall. Zoning Board of Appeals, if there is one, will be Tuesday, July 11th here at the hall. Is there an appeal at this point?
Not at this time.
Township Planning Commission will meet Wednesday, July 12th, 2023 at 9 a.m. here at the hall. Next regular meeting of the Manistee Township Board will be Thursday, July 13th, 7 p.m. here at the hall. The only other comment that I have, that we are currently under a red flag as far as burning is concerned. Please be careful, we don't need any more smoke in the air.
No.
Motion's ordered.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
And move support, we adjourn, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, being none, thank you all for your time.